Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is a creepypasta on a Mexican comedy show called El Chavo del Ocho. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a comedy show about a poor orphan and his friends, which oftentimes causes conflict between the other inhabitants of a fictional low-coming housing complex. It first aired in 1973, then finished in 1980. Later on, in 2006, an animated adaptation was made. A few things to point out before I start is that I first heard this from a YouTuber called Creepy Video Zone, and since it is in Spanish, I had to listen to it and translate it in English. The original video will be in the description below. It has two parts and I will just make it into one video. Another thing to point out is that whenever a chavo gets scared, he gets this thing called la garrotea, which is basically his body tenses and shrinks to become paralyzed after being frightened. The cure is just being splashed with cold water. For this story, I just named it Petrified, which basically means the same thing. Finally, I will be using the translated name instead of the original ones for this video. And now, without further ado, let's begin.
Waking up, 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 waking up.
I was very relaxed putting on El Chavo del Ocho on a website called blogsdeseries.com. I had already watched 10 episodes. I went to the bottom of the page and there was a strange episode that didn't have a name, just a listed episode number. It was episode 666. I didn't really give it too much thought though. I started watching it and it started with a chavo looking very afraid. Then La China got close to him and told him, "Don't be afraid, chavo. The lady will disappear soon." I asked myself, what lady? Unless they were talking about Miss Clotilde or Miss Florinda. Then Kiko appeared and told them, guys, I just saw the lady in the back." I kept on asking myself, what lady? I don't understand. But I kept on watching. Then all three of them got scared, and at that moment it started raining and they all fled to their houses. Night arrived and it was still raining. A chavo came out of his barrel and saw a lady in black with a candle passing by. He got scared and went back in his barrel, and I think the lady saw him. In the morning, Mr. Raymond was fixing a chair. Chavo came out of his barrel and asked him if he had seen the lady in black. Mr. Raymond tells Chavo not to make things up and hits him. Then enters Ñoño and tells Chavo, "Come on, Chavo, let's go play soccer." They were passing the ball to one another when the ball rolled over to the other hall. Chavo went to go get it, and that's when he saw the lady in black again. Chavo started to make a cross gesture and started praying. At that moment, the lady disappeared. A good time has passed and all the kids thought that it was the witch from 71. Miss Clotilde got mad and she went back inside her house. Night arrived and everybody was asleep in their houses. A scene appeared at Mr. Raymond's house. Mr. Raymond was looking at the lady in black walking around his room. He wasn't scared and went back to sleep. In the morning, Mr. Raymond went to go talk to his chavo and told him, "You were right, chavo. There is a lady in black that appears with a candle." They said we had to do something to make her disappear. They put up images of Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary all around the building. The chavo was reading a comic on El Chapulín when he saw her again. He went to knock on Mr. Raymond's door looking all scared and told him, "Mr. Raymond, we put up all these images but the lady still appears." He then says, "Well, I don't know why she keeps on appearing." Time passes and a seer appears inside Miss Florinda's house where she is seen doing housework. The lady in black appears to her and she faints. Kiko arrives and then waits for his mom to wake up. In the morning, everybody was preparing for a party that they were gonna throw. Chavo turns around to look at the other hall when he sees the lady in black passing by. He gets scared and gets petrified and everybody sees him. They poured water on him and he started talking about her. They finished that night and everybody was heading home, but Mr. Barriga was drunk due to drinking too much alcohol and didn't want to leave. He then sees the lady in black and decides to approach her and touch her. The lady turned around and kills him with a knife that she had. Chavo saw the whole thing happen and went to tell everybody. The next day, they did a funeral for Mr. Barriga. Chavo went to find Mr. Raymond, and Mr. Raymond tells him it's a good thing that he's finally dead. Now he won't tell me to pay the rent. Chavo looked confused. Later on, Chavo found Mr. Raymond again and told him, "Why did you tell me that? I felt terrible." Mr. Raymond responded, "Told you. I didn't tell you anything." Chavo started to think maybe it was just his imagination, and then he thought about the lady. It could have been her who told him that. Miss Clotilde came out of her house, and Chavo went inside his barrel all scared. Everybody thought that it was the lady in black. 2 days later, they blocked on the entrance to the other hallway, but she kept on appearing inside Mr. Raymond's house at night. Mr. Raymond had a plan so she would stop appearing. At night, Mr. Raymond had his shotgun in hand in case the lady appeared. She appeared and he shot her 6 times before she disappeared. The episode ends with a face of a chavo all terrified, and you can hear a crackling laugh in the back. I quickly left the page and reported it, and they said they will remove it. I was scared and couldn't sleep for a month. Time passed and I thought the whole incident was over, but I guess not. I was 18 and I got home and I turned on the TV. They were showing marathons of a Mexican shows, and the next one they were gonna show was El Chavo del Ocho. I left it on that channel and sat down on my sofa to relax and watch it. It started off on a regular episode like all the others, and I was thinking about that strange episode with the lady in black. I started to get goosebumps. I tried to forget it and tried to watch the TV when it started fritzing. Then it suddenly turned off and then came back on. I got scared for a bit, thinking that the TV was starting to fail. I turned it off with the remote and waited for a bit before turning it back on. When I did, an image of the lady in black appeared on the screen. I got scared. I tried to change the channel, but I couldn't. I was watching the episode, and the lady was doing some kind of ritual. A plan to kill everyone in the building. The first one she wanted to kill was El Chavo, but she couldn't because El Chavo had a powerful angel that protected him. Chavo from his barrel saw how she was doing her rituals. He was terrified of something bad happening to him, so he stayed inside. The next day, he went to Mr. Raymond and told him if he could take out his shotgun to kill the lady, but Mr. Raymond responded, "No, Chavo, it's impossible to kill her. I tried burning her once, but she came out unharmed. She has an evil power that protects her." At that moment, Miss Clotilde came out and told them both that the lady wants her soul, but she doesn't let her take it. She says, "I don't want her to take my soul, because if she does, I'll end up like her." Both Chavo and Mr. Raymond were surprised. Later, Chavo was reading a comic when Kiko appears and tells Chavo, "I haven't had any sleep because the lady also wants my soul, and if I fall asleep, she'll take it." Chavo tells him, "Don't worry, I'll do something to make her disappear." 5 minutes later, they started to play baseball. The ball went over to the other hall and Chavo tried to go get it, and he saw the lady walking by, but Chavo wasn't scared and went back to his friend. Nighttime arrived and Mr. Raymond couldn't sleep. He had insomnia. He told himself, "I can't sleep." At that moment, he looked outside his window and saw the lady doing rituals. He was surprised and decided to lay down and try to sleep. He woke up around 3 a.m. and heard knocking at his door. He opened it, but no one was there. He went back inside and fell asleep. In the morning, Miss Florinda went out to hang the laundry when she sees a black candle on the floor. She picked it up and was on her way to throw it away when Professor Girafales appears to her and tells her, "What's wrong?" She responded with, "It's nothing. I just found a black candle on the floor." The professor gave her some flowers, but these flowers were black. Miss Florinda started thinking that if he had some connection to the lady. She tells him, "Thank you, but I don't want them." At that moment, the professor got aggressive with her, and Miss Florinda saw for a quick moment that the professor's eyes were red and went back to normal. She ran inside her house. At night, El Chavo saw the lady doing her rituals and saw a figure in the middle that looked exactly like the professor. Chavo quickly went inside his barrel. In the morning, Chavo went to tell Miss Florinda that she couldn't get close to the professor because he thinks he's with the lady. She tells him that she won't. Mr. Raymond comes out and tells the chavo, Chavo, I think something is happening to me. She is trying to take my soul, but she can't because I have an angel that is protecting me. Chavo also says that he also has an angel that protects him. They talked for a bit on how to make her disappear when Chavo came up with an idea. Why don't we have both our angels combine strengths to take her down? At that exact moment, the professor appears before them, and each step he took, he looked less like himself and more like the devil. Chavo's angel appeared behind him and defended him. The professor died, and his angel disappeared before Chavo and Mr. Raymond had a chance to ask him for his help. In that moment, Mr. Raymond's angel appears before them and tells them that they could take down the lady in black because they had taken down powerful demons before. But Chavo's angel help will be impossible since he is hard to summon because he is the most powerful one out of all of them. The angel tells the Chavo to just pray daily to his angel to make him appear. 1 week has passed, and every night the lady was doing rituals, and Chavo was always hiding in his barrel, scared and praying to this angel so he could appear, but never appeared because he was difficult to summon. Mr. Raymond went out one night, and the lady tried to get Mr. Raymond. Chavo was very afraid. In that moment, Mr. Raymond's angel appeared and tried to defend him, but failed because the lady's power was too much for him to handle. The angel fell, and the lady tried going after Chavo, but his angel appeared and defended him. He was the most powerful angel. Chavo tried to help, but he couldn't do anything. The angel was able to summon all the spirits that were in the building. All of them had rage against the lady. They all tried to take her down while defending Chavo and Mr. Raymond. They were successful in destroying the evil. Chavo was very grateful to his angel for saving everyone. The angel gave Chavo a power to help defend himself. Everyone was grateful to him, and every time a demon tried to get them, Chavo's new power defended them. That's how the episode ends. I feel great that the lady in black will never appear again. Every time I go out, I could see a lady in black in the corner of my eye. When I turn to look, nothing's there. Since then, I always went to church to pray, hoping that nothing will happen to me. And that's the end of that. Not gonna lie, the first time I heard this, I was working downstairs in the basement, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the sound of how the video was made, but it really creeped me out to the point I was like, no way, sir, I'm not staying down here anymore. I highly recommend you go check it out. This creepypasta, though, could use a bit more detail on the story. There are some parts I didn't understand, like what happened to the rest of the people that were living there. Were they killed? Did they run away? I don't know. But here's the thing. If this video gets 1,000 likes, maybe I'll make some kind of reboot or remake of this story with more info. And if somehow in the near future this video gets 10,000 likes, maybe I'll do like some sort of origin on like how this episode was created, or maybe like how the creator himself created this episode but completely forgot about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like that in the near future. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please tell me in the comments below, what did you think? Was this video good? Was it terrible? If it was good, thank you. If it was bad, that's cool too. Maybe I'll try to fix it in some way in the near future. Also, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, peace.